Well, hello everybody. I'm back here from development and I'm here to tell you about some new features of Tularia that I will be releasing or have already released. Who knows? It depends on when you're watching this video. So let's get straight into it. In sprint number 9, I have deployed a decks section which will hold all your decks. So if you have attended events previously where you have been where it have been mandatory to either add deck list or deck photo, you will already have some decks in your deck section. So you will see a list of decks. They will most likely not be updated with metadata such as colors and whatnot, but they will as soon as you go on in and edit them. And you can of course create folders. So here you can see I have added a couple of folders. I can see that I have decks inside them. You can just press it to filter on that folder, or I can go into uncategorized or all decks. And if I want to move a deck, where I can see here is in Swedish, this is uncategorized, I can drag and drop that to pre-modern, for example, and it will be in the pre-modern folder instead. I can of course create a new deck, new or awesome deck maybe, with a more awesome description. Then I just create that. I have it here. I can clone this deck, I can test this deck, or I can edit this deck. Maybe I want to edit it, or I want to create a clone of something. So I can go in and edit this deck. It will load up the deck builder, where we can see we have cards, and we can see that we have the main deck, the sideboard, and the maybes, and the trash can. And up here we have the various kind of views. So we can see this is the original version. I only have one version. I'm in the visual spoiler view. I can go to deck list view. I can go to image view. I can upload a picture of my deck if I want to. Just gonna select the photo here. Not gonna show you all my pawn pictures. Let's go to downloads folder, where I have some awesome deck pics maybe. Let's take my Newcom deck, for example. It will load the deck, hopefully. My computer is a bit slow now, but maybe if I choose the file again. This is also what will happen when always when you record stuff, things are tending to be really slow and annoying, but what the hell. I like to do this one stop, no break, no cutting kind of movies. So I just keep on rambling, keep on recording, and just see where it goes, and then you have to bear with me. So here we have a deck photo. I can go and upload it, and it will be saved to the storage of Tularia. It will be referenced into this deck and into the original version of the deck. We will have some information where we can edit the deck, of course, the name and the description. You will see graphs with card types, colors, mana costs, and if it were connected to events, I can show you a bit later, then you will have a list of events that this deck has been played in. You can do some gold fishing, you can download a text-based list, or you can import the deck list. So for example, I could do, I want to have 10 island. I want it to be limited edition alpha. So let's just try and fetch those. I found 10 islands, really good, the best art as well. And I can't save this because I need to have 60 on a card to be able to import a deck list. There we go, 60 islands. How will this look? Yeah, nice, 60 islands. I can add some more. Or the visual view. Only one. Yeah, and then we come to the next part. So depending on the view, you will have various options on the right side. So here you can see that this is connected to the imagery. We have also for the visual view. So here you can add a zoom level to the cards. So now you can see that everything is kind of shrinking. And you can expand the view if you want to go more full screen view, and you can arrange either by color or maybe by a awesome grid to be able to show off your newly created deck. You can of course search. You have a hotkey, F3 will always focus the input area, so I can go Sarah Angel, that is a awesome beast. The up and down arrows will toggle between the selected cards. Now it's really laggy here, so it will toggle between the results in the result list, and if you arrow right or left, you will toggle between various versions of the card printings. So me, for example, I'm a beta kind of guy, so I will have my one Sarah Angel. You can also toggle by text, search by text, and you have some filter options that will be applied. So I could, for example, remove white cards. If I select this, and then the Sarah Angel will be gone because I don't want to see white cards. My name is Gordon Anderson. I hate white cards. No, maybe it doesn't, but white is pretty strong. So here were some filter options. We can do searching, we add or remove cards. And as you can see, when I hover over here, if I press Control, Enter, so if I just go back down to Sarah again, I press Enter, it will be added to main deck. If I Control, Enter, it will be added to the sideboard. If I Shift, Enter, it will be added to the maybes. And as long as you're in this grid view or in this visual spoiler, you will have basically full control of how you lay out your deck. So as long as it's in the main deck, you can lay it out as you please, but as soon as you choose any of the pre-configured arrangements, then it will be overwritten and it will be kind of sorted on color or card type, and then dragged out in a grid. Can of course drag and drop just to delete cards. So now I will have a list of 60 cards with an awesome creature I will never be able to cast, but that's how I like to build decks. Really sorry for this, my daughter is kind of cranky at the moment. I hope that's not disturbing the recording too much. So basically it's a simple here as well. We can just add copies, remove copies, move copies around. I want to move it to the sideboard, maybe I want to move something to the maybe board, and vice versa. So this is pretty straightforward. And then you can download the list as a text as said before. You can just open up Notepad for me here. So main deck, 60 cards. I have 0 cards on my side. Very neat. And as said before, we have the graphs. So now we can see I have 4 creatures, 56 lands. It's the color and the mana cost. So I have 4 cards at 5 and I have 56 cards at 0. I will just go back to the deck section. And I will actually go in here again to edit this awesome deck and go to info and actually delete this deck. It's a junk deck, I don't want it anymore.
And here we can see my awesome legacy build. It's called Demon Forge Loam. I love the card Chains of Mephistopheles. And here we can see we have some metadata that needs to be updated. So whenever you enter a new deck or a deck that you have previously created through an event, you will get prompted with this update. So it will fetch a bunch of data. If you have cards in the list that are missing some information, it will gather all that information before you can continue. So this is played in no events. I have a visual spoiler, of course, so this awesome deck with new border jank and whatnot. I can create a new version of this deck if I want to. So I create a new version that's called version 2 maybe, because I have so much to do. I need another version, and then I can toggle to this version and edit this version, and I say this card is crap, this card is crap, this card is crap. Let's do 3 Abomination instead. So now I'm back to 60 cards. I'm just gonna sort it out. Maybe I need to have it a bit smaller to fit everything on my screen. Yeah, this looks nice. Nice. Abomination. Very good. That's version 2. Let's go back to the original version. You can also see it's saving the zoom. This button will do pretty much nothing because I'm gathering images from Scryfall and it won't let us take screenshots. But you can do the regular command and take screenshots of your screen with print screen on PC and I don't know, Shift Command 4 or 3 or whatever it is on Mac OS. As per usual, I will solve that in a later version. But as for now, we can take quick screenshots or captures of the screen. So let's see here if we have a deck that is... so now we can also see here that it has 2 versions. This has 2 versions. This has a Dexter rating. So most likely we have a picture on this, as you can see here. I have the view deck photo icon. So if there's no deck photo, as on this Demon Forge Loam or Candle Maze here, we will not have the deck. So I can actually pop up this and load the image of this deck. Yeah, this is a nice deck. Someone has rated it in the Dexter, which is the mobile feature. So if you're on your mobile phone, you will be able to have the Dexter interface in Tolaria, where you can rate decks with swiping left and right to rate them. Here we can see I have a deck with 2 versions. I have a photo. If I just go into this deck and check it out, maybe we will see the lock icon here. The lock icon tells us that we have used this version of the deck in an event. So if I go to information, we will see that I will no longer be able to change the name or the description, and it will see that I have used this in Ira Cup. So I will not be able to delete this deck. I will not be able to change this version of the deck. I can create new versions, or I can go into a version that is editable because it's not used in an event. So I can go in and change this deck however I like, but I will not be able to change the original version of the deck, which has been used. Then it could be that I can't change the... It could have been that I can't change the version of a deck if I have used the version in an event. So we have some control when we are using decks in events that will be locked. And then we have the goldfish feature. So I will just see. I think this is the most. Maybe this is a stupid deck. I can try it out. This will load the goldfish interface, where you will have your library, you will have your hand, your exile zone, which you can pop up and down. Same is true for graveyard. You could search your library,
by just seeing all the cards. I like word of command. I can just drag it to my hand, say I want that, close this, and it has some built-in features. So if I would to play a land out to the battlefield, it will go that way. I can tap it, of course. If I play an instant or sorcery, they will automatically end up in the grave, and some of these awesome old cards will just automatically do stuff for you. So for example, Ancestral, it will just draw you 3 cards. If I play a Wheel of Fortune, it will discard my hand and draw 7 cards, and so forth. But that's just for some of the cards. So maybe a Time Twister to my hand, and maybe we will just restart everything. Yoo-hoo! There we go. Black Lotus. Just crack that for black. I like it. Yeah, baby. And then, of course, library. We can shuffle the library. I can untap all my cards. I can draw cards. I can restart. I take a mulligan. If I take a mulligan, I can't start unless I put a card on the bottom first. So I will put that on the bottom. Then I maybe take a mulligan again. Then I have to put 2 cards on the bottom. I put all my mana on the bottom. So that's the Goldfish interface, and that's pretty much everything there is to the deck builder. You can build decks, you can export them, you can clone them. So if you want to have like, oh, this is my restricted list that I will always start building my decks from, then you can have a restricted list and just create a clone. You will have that, and you can start building from the restricted list and do whatever. So feel free to check this out and start building some decks, and then we can fill the Dexter with all these amazing decks. And please take photos of your deck and upload them, because photos of decks are awesome. And connected to decks, there's a new interface for events. So when we are in an event lobby, so I just enter the Tolaria Open, which is an event that I'm going to host at the 13th of November. So please attend. It is a kind of special event. I have said that we will have an additional card pool and just add every card that has Tolaria printed anywhere on the card. So if you search for this search term under cards, you will get a bunch of results, and all the regular cards, not all these kind of stupid thingies, just the regular cards, not schemes or whatnot, but every card that has flavor text Tolaria, every card that has Tolaria in its name or its type or in its text box somewhere will be allowed, unless it's kind of this guy Airtie or this Tolaria planes or whatever. But these cards will be legal, and there's no restrictions. So go bananas with the Tolarian Academy or whatever you like. We're just in it for the funds to have a great time. So please attend. Feel free to attend. It will be a one-day event with a Swiss, and then we do whatever's. So here we can see you will have your player action when you're attending event, and then we can see that we have mandatory tasks to upload a deck picture, a deck photo, and a register deck list. So when you open this task, you will actually get a list of all your decks. So I can choose this Demon Forge Loan, and I can choose a specific version if I want to. I can check that list. Yes, this is the version I want. Okay, let's do version 2. It says deck photo is missing, so I will not be able to do this. Of course, I can't choose that either, because we are also having mandatory deck photos. So then I have to go in there and upload a deck photo before I can continue, or you can create a new deck. So I can create my Tolaria Open deck. This is so bad. And I will take a photo again, just of a random image. Let's take this one. This is a funny one. Really good. And then I will do 60 Tularia, and the sideboard 15 Tularia Academy. And then I will just generate the deck list. This will create the deck list. This will end up in the deck section. So I will submit it here, uploading the image, and then we can see that my tasks are done. It will not be red anymore. If I open the task, I will see I have selected the Tularia open deck. It's the original version, everything is good. But I can of course just say, okay, I want to play that deck. And I'm back to square one, where I have no deck. So that's connected to the deck as deck section as well. Another development task that I've been working on that has been dependent on the decks or the deck builder is the draft engine that has been live for some time, but I haven't been able to deploy it because I haven't finalized the deck builder. So if you're an organizer, you will be able to create a new draft. You will give it a name. You will select either booster draft, Rochester draft, or rotisserie draft. So I can select a booster draft. I can select from the sets that we have included in the drafts, and we also have my cube, Martin Berlin's old school cube. We have Scryings, and we have Spectral Chaos. Thank you, Micah and Stu, for your great passion and work with Spectral Chaos. I've taken the liberty to use all your wordings and whatnot, Micah, and I have talked to Stu about his templating, and also talked to Micah about his templating, and hopefully we can add those in a later release, so we can toggle between both for everyone's pleasure, because someone likes Stu's templating, someone likes Micah's, and I like them both, and I like to be able to toggle between it, but that's for a late stage. So I can select sets. So I will do one Antiquities booster, I will do one Ice Age booster, and a Plane Shift booster. That's fine. I can do it public, I can do it with webcam interface. So if we do it with webcam interface, then you will see a webcam interface, and you can talk and chat with your friends whilst drafting. You set the date and the time when to start. I will just toggle this off for demo purpose, and I will also just open a new window and go to Tularia again. I will just use my good old friend Gosta's account. So if guys want to try stuff with the test users, you can always use these test users. Hook me up, and then I will give you the passwords for those if you want to try stuff out with test users. So here we go, Gosta. He will go into drafts. You can see, oh, here's a draft. I want to intend that one. Very cool, very cool. And I can see here that we're 2 attending. I will send this as well. And then I can say, okay, let's seat players. I can edit, of course, the properties again. If I want to, I can add players here manually. Or I can just seat players. So that will be an action that tells everyone to, okay, now it's time for you to actually go into the draft room or sit down at the table. It will open up a new window when you open the draft room. Just gonna resize it a bit here, and hopefully everything will work. Let's see if I can go to Mr. Gosta as well. There we have Gosta. Let's open the draft room here for him. And then maybe just make that a bit smaller. And I'm actually gonna do like this. I'm just gonna close this and open it in a new tab here. Come on. press. And I'm gonna put this on top just to not interfere with anything. So it's loading stuff, and also my computer is going on its knees because I'm recording all the screens and everything. And I can also see that we cannot see Gusta's screen. That's because I'm just recording this interface here. That is totally fine. And we can see it's loading in some images, so we will see a avatar for me and Gusta, and it could I as the organizer can start the draft. So if I would start here now, it will just let these two players that are actually in the room attend. So it could be a list of 10 people that would like to draft, but if only 2 is seated, only 2 will get products to draft with. And it also says that note active players are the only ones that will be actually seated. So I will start the draft. It will load some data. It will generate some boosters. And when it has generated all the boosters, we will be ready to do the drafting. Signing boosters, and now we're good to go. So I will get my first boosters, 8 cards, really awesome. I think this one is my card to pick. And then we can see that Gusta here he's actually sitting with 2 boosters, 1 active and 1 inactive. Gusta is thinking, oh, ATOG, what a great card. Let's see if that can be something I can play with. You're not seeing this, but I'm seeing it. And he's then taking the Feldon's King as well. Now we can see I'm waiting for, I having 2 boosters. I will take these gremlins because they're awesome. And then I will get, let's take the Staff of Saigon. I'm just gonna push this through just for you guys to see next booster. Let's see, Gusta is picking cards like a maniac, and I'm picking lands, I'm picking winds. Let's do, he got the Ornithopter as well. Gusta is on a roll. So here I can see my picks with great big pictures. You have some toggle grouping. If you have picked 2 of a card, as I've done here, you can sort them ascending or descending. You can toggle whites. You can sort by pick order, command mana cost, or type. And you have, of course, the chat. Hello. Hello there. Hello here. I'm Mr. T. So this is the draft, and Gusta is taking his final pick, and we're all set with the Antiquities booster. Moving on to Ice Age. So when you have done all the picking, you will be able to see your full card pool, and you will have a button that says create deck. If you create the deck there, you will be creating a deck that will end up in the decks section, as I have here I have a test draft that I done with the Hive, where we actually drafted the awesome set of Spectral Chaos. So here we can see my Spectral Chaos draft deck. I will just sort it by convert mana cost. So here we have a deck. I can enjoy this or print it and play it and whatever. I will have a deck from the draft, and the full pool will be added as the main deck when you enter the deck in the deck builder, and then you can just drag cards around or move cards around in the list. You can check the statistics and whatnot. So those are the 2 big updates that I am deploying now. It's the decks section where you can see all your decks and see if they got the ratings. You can build decks, copy decks, playtest decks, and whatnot.
connected to that, we have the new interface for adding decks to events that is connected to this, and the version control. And then of course we have the draft system where you can actually perform drafts and do webcam drafts with your friends, or you can do just regular drafts without webcam. And the rotisserie draft is quite fun, that you can do that whenever. So it will be your pick. You can select picks to save for upcoming. I can actually go in and show just how it looks when you're done with a draft as well. You can save the picks, and you can see the other guys' picks and whatnot. So please try it out and have some fun with drafting, because drafting is the most amazing format of Magic, in my honest opinion. So here we will see I have a complete deck here. We had a Ice Age Alliances rotisserie draft with homelands as a bonus, and we just said that okay, every player will pick 11 cards, and then we're done. So here I can see Gosta picked his 11 cards. It's a little bit slow and laggy now. I'm sorry for this, but this is how it is. So these are his cards that he has picked. These are my cards. Very neat, very neat. So with that said, thank you for watching this video, and I hope you like the new updates of Tolaria. And just shout out if you find any bugs or find any issues with anything. And yeah, stay tuned and be nice to each other. Thank you for watching.